Hello, everybody. Hey, Dead Camper. So, I was debating what I wanted to, play next on out of my Next Fest demo backlog. And then, lo and behold, last night, the Twitch recommended section showed me somebody playing this game because, it released. It literally released yesterday. I am so late in playing this demo that the game already released. Incidentally, part of why I didn't play this demo right away was I saw Dangerous play this. He didn't get very grabbed by it. I'm still gonna try it anyway because I'm still mildly curious about dungeon crawlers, even though I may actually be terrible at them and not like them very much. So we're gonna try it. The interesting thing about this one is it's not obvious from the developer here, because if you look at Pixel Jackal, they only have this game listed on Steam. But, we might read it somewhere in the store page, or otherwise it might be in the game itself, that the developers, or I think two of the developers involved in this, were also involved in a Souls-like, called Verho, if I recall correctly. I'm probably not at all interested. Well, I forget if it's a Souls-like or if it's actually like a first-person, you know, like almost King's Field-like or something. It might be one of those, actually. I remember looking at it and looking at reviews and thinking, yeah, it's probably not a game that's for me, really. But, I figured this one is adjacent enough to genres that I at least have a passing interest in that I might as well check it out. So, this is Bonehold, a dungeon crawler with elements of roguelike and ARPG games. Kill hordes of enemies, duel mighty bosses, and acquire legendary loot. So I'm not usually big on roguelikes. We'll get that out there right now. Like, I just saw PJ DeCesar just started playing Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 again because I guess they just launched their DLC. Incidentally, if you're gonna buy Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 and its DLC, buy each of them individually. They are on sale right now, but the deluxe edition that is both of them together is not on sale right now. I shit you not, if you go to the bundle page, it shows you like % discounts on the individual items, and then it shows like the full price of the bundle. You know how normally there's that you save entry or whatever in terms of like how much money you save by buying the bundle of the items together instead of the two individual items? There is no use save line, because if they showed a use save line, it would have like negative $11 on it. Like, I don't know if that's just an oversight on their part, or if they're like, are they it's like, are they ignorant, or are they stupid, or are they actually scumbags? In that they, like, expect you to fall for it and buy the deluxe edition and pay them, like, full price for the game when neither part of the game is full price right now. So, but I digress, though. My point was, I was watching PJ play Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 last night, and that does follow a roguelite structure, but runs of that game will run you, like, over an hour and a half. Like, he had a successful run that was an hour and 41 minutes. Like, if I'm gonna spend that much time on a game on a single run, I really don't want it to just get tossed, and for that time to largely be wasted. I mean, like, obviously it's a roguelite, so there's some amount of, like, progression across runs, but that's why roguelites are a tough sell to me. It's just like, I have games that will legitimately take, you know, dozens of hours to finish, but I can actually fucking finish them without them feeling like they erased 2 hours of my time in a single second. Because one of his runs that he lost last night, he lost to basically receiving more damage than he could possibly heal in a split second. So, that doesn't seem very good. I will say, though, Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, I don't know if the first one is like this too, but, like, the enemies in Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 seem, like, 5 times faster than enemies in the original Hammerwatch. So it's like, there are aspects to the game that feel like they definitely do, like, harken back to the original game, but then there are aspects that really don't. Anyway, so yeah, I'm usually not easily sold on roguelikes, but we'll see what else this has going on for it. let's scroll down. So first of all, there are a lot of bundles, including one with Wizardom, which means I could actually save a little bit of money because I already have Wizardom, so I could actually get this bundle for like, I guess, an extra $1 less or something. What is the base game cost? Yeah, so they even put bundles. I guess they put bundles that you already have part of above the base game now, which is not a bad idea. So it's like, hey, maybe look at this one first because you'll literally pay less money. But yeah, could save like 90 cents extra. But yeah, then there's a bunch of other bundles, including one with Verho, which is what I was talking about. Which is, and they even say more from the developer because the same developers worked on it. Let me click on that really fast to remind myself exactly what kind of game this was. Was this a first-person? Yeah, this was a first-person, action RPG type thing. But I figure, like I said, this one might be enough of a mix of genres that I might enjoy it a little bit more. But let's see what we have to say about this game. Bonehold is a 3D roguelike dungeon crawler with ARPG and hack-and-slash elements, blending fast-paced combat with strategic exploration. Choose from 7 unique character classes, including the Knight, Barbarian, Scorcher, Spellblade, and more, each offering distinct playstyles and abilities. Well, it's got a Barbarian in it, which means Macaw45 has to play this at some point. I don't know if he does first-person dungeon crawlers, really, though. Venture into Bonehold's ancient fortress, battling hordes of skeletons, ghosts, and magical abominations. So, the interesting thing about this is you can already tell that the maps are very grid-based, but the movement is not strictly grid-based. This is not, Grimrock or something like that. Like, you and enemies can move in whatever, you know, whatever bearing you want. It doesn't have to be restricted to, four-directional movement. I'm pretty sure, anyway. I'm pretty sure it's smooth movement. I mean, like, you can already kind of see it in this first animation. I read that one, right? Yeah. Discover procedurally generated treasures like weapons, spells, and armor, allowing endless possibilities for custom builds. The game's striking art style combines hand-painted textures with pixel art, creating a visually stunning and immersive world. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and, like, I was kind of struggling to get a read on it properly at first, but, like, there definitely is a pixel art aspect to it, but it definitely feels more hand-drawn than that. Not that pixel art isn't hand-drawn, that's... I don't know, I'm not coming across right, but basically the thing they're saying here, if it's hand-painted textures with pixel art. Only the brave and skilled will conquer Bonehold's depths. Are you ready? I almost said deaths, which is likely what's going to happen to me. Mature content description may contain content not appropriate for all ages or may not be appropriate for viewing at work. Frequent violence or gore, general mature content. Okay. As opposed to kernel mature content. Let's see what the requirements are. Very low requirements. Core 2 Duo, remember those? My PC build before this one originally came with actually an older CPU than a Core 2 Duo. It came with like I think it came with like the thing that was like the dual core before the Core 2 Duo was a thing, but then I upgraded it to a Core 2 Quad. Oh no, it's another one of those. Alright, dear game developers, this is not the only one I've seen this happen with, but it happened again. Dear game developers, please learn to tell megabytes from gigabytes. 4 megabytes of RAM is not going to run anything in 2026, I am sorry to say. So that actually means 4 gigs and 8 gigs on the, or 8 on the recommended side. Recommended, they say Core i5-8400, which is, well, it's an i5 rather than an i7, but it's a newer generation than what I have. In terms of graphics, very low requirements over here. Over here, even here, like, this is prior to the, you know, 4-digit number series, so you're pretty safe running this in a lot of environments, I figure. Let me check really quick. Storage, 1 megabyte of available space? Or 2 megabytes of available... No? That's very incorrect. I really doubt that your game only takes 2 megabytes of space. We're gonna go look at that right now. Yeah, no, it takes 600... The demo takes 664 megabytes of space, so I think they're incorrect on that front. Maybe it's another instance where they meant gigabytes. This is not using a native Linux build. It's using Unity, but it's not using a native Linux build. It's running through Proton for me. But let's go ahead and check it out. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't know why that happens when I Alt-Tab out of the game, but that happens when I Alt-Tab out of the game. There we go, that's what it's supposed to look like. Oh yeah, I was tweaking volumes to try to get it to the right level before. But here's your main menu. I could have sworn that at an earlier point in time when I opened the main menu, it didn't have pixel graphics, but I could be wrong on that. But let's look at the settings first. First of all, okay, you can use the keyboard for the menus, and it even shows Q and E for going across the tabs. Actually, I meant to check. Whereabouts am I situated with my camera? Hopefully that's okay. So we've got a resolution drop-down, which for some reason was initialized to way higher than what resolution my monitor is capable of, but it was actually running at 1920 by 1080 anyway. It was at, like, I think it was at, like, the first choice here. I will say I'm not a huge fan of how low contrast all of the text in the controls are. Like, the drop-down controls, when they're not focused. Like, when they're focused, you can actually read them. When they're not focused, it gets a little hard to read. You've got quality, which is just low, mid, or high. Brightness, field of view. So there is a field of view slider. Maybe we should mess with that a little bit to see, like, where it starts getting a little too warped for comfort. You do have an FPS limit. Interestingly, there's no VSync toggle, but there's FPS limit. And there's motion blur, which is on by default. I guess we'll see what it looks like, what it feels like, and maybe we'll come turn that off. Under the gameplay menu, we've got a bunch of different languages. You've got Brazilian Portuguese this time. You've got Chinese. I don't know whether that's traditional or simplified Chinese, but that's Chinese. No Japanese, no Korean. I think that we have both Russian and Ukrainian here, possibly. And also Polish. East European languages are very represented here. And then you got the French and Spanish. No Italian. Mamma mia. Alright, we've got, presumably mouse sensitivity. How high can you put that? 500. You could put sensitivity down to 0. I can't believe it. Oh god, it goes by increments of 50 if you're using the keyboard. That's kind of like a non-starter. And same with joystick. I don't know if that also applies to gamepad sensitivity, like if it applies to analog sensitivity. I don't know. I'm not likely to try using the gamepad. Invert move Y. I assume that means like mouse look. I'm gonna turn that off, because who the heck wants that? That was turned on by default, and motion blur was turned on by default. Both of those are questionable choices. We've got head animations, so presumably like head bob can be turned off. Damage numbers, I mean, who doesn't like damage numbers in something that's supposed to be an action RPG? We've got charge bar position between center and left bottom, and we've got enemy health bar style either above the enemy's head or at the top of the screen. I assume top of the screen only applies to like who's currently targeted or something. Let's look at the keybinds. I did customize a couple of these already so that I wouldn't forget. But we've got your regular movement keys. Interaction is on F. It's not on E because mana potion is on E and health potion is on Q. We've got dash on space. We've got cast spell on R, which is selected with the first 4 number keys. There are no mouse controls shown here, so I would kind of assume that there might be a cast spell button on the mouse too. There's no attack button here at all. I'm assuming that's going to be the main mouse button. What if I switch to a gamepad? I don't know what the gamepad bindings are. Do I have to, like... No, that still shows keyboard bindings, so I don't know. Gamepad, you might be stuck with defaults. And then there's an eat food button, so this game has a hunger mechanic. And the person that I caught playing this last night apparently had an experience with the demo where, like, they just straight up died and didn't know why, and it was because they were too hungry, and the game didn't give them any kind of warning about that. What's interesting is the demo actually just got an update, like, either today or yesterday. Like, Steam showed an update available for this before I streamed it today. I know one thing I saw discussed in the discussion forum on Steam was they added conveyance for mimics, which, like, I can see you going either way in terms of whether you want to add conveyance for mimics or not. Initially they didn't have it, and apparently they added it, and they backported it to the demo. So, I mean, good on this developer. They're actually updating the demo, and they're not just taking it down once the game released. Like, that I hate that actually deserves credit, because too many developers just yank the demo. I don't mean that to say that I don't want to give this developer in particular credit. What I'm saying is, like, that should be table stakes. No developer should be yanking their demo down. But it's sort of understandable in cases where the demo is, like, way out of date with the final release, but this demo was, you know, a month ago. So good on them for updating it. We've got an inventory key on tab. We've got map defaulted to M. I think eat defaulted to Y, and I'm like, I don't want to have to reach across for that. And map defaulted to M. I don't want to have to reach across for that either. So that's our settings. Let's look at the credits. Yeah, I imagine this is probably Polish developed. Hence why that is one of the language options. So we've got, I think, I'm guessing, oh, Sideking S was listed on the store page too, actually, wasn't it? I wonder if I click on their name, does that show anything else listed under them? No, it still only shows Bonehold. So, who is Verho listed under, actually? Verho is listed under Kasur Games. I don't know whether that's like a bigger development group exactly, or what. Anyway. Okay, and then you've got credits for the translations. I'm actually relieved to see that, because you never know these days whether developers are going to stoop to using Gen AI for translations, which is never going to have as good of a result as someone actually experienced in translation. So it's nice to see. Wait, there was a Greek was in that menu. I totally just glossed over that. Oh, wait a minute. This is Greek. Yeah, I didn't realize this was Greek. I'm not used to seeing Greek as an option in video games. Damn. Well played. Alright. Interesting how it does say new run here to begin with. So, like, yes, this is a roguelike, I guess. We'll see what happens. Let's start the timer and start a run.
Long ago, I heard a charming little legend about a fortress in the far south known as Bonehold. They say it hides a power great enough to let me conquer the world. There is, of course, one tiny issue. No one has ever returned alive. Hardly a problem. My plan is impeccable.
I'm sure it is.
My apprentice will enter.
Oh, I see.
Retrieve the power and return to me. And if he dies, well, that's simply inefficient, not final. I'll just raise him and send him back until he gets it right. Eventually, all I need is the key to that power, hidden within Bonehold.
Okay, so at first I was thinking, oh, bad news, we're the baddies. But actually, good question mark news, we're not the baddies, but we're the apprentice to the baddies. But hopefully hopefully something will, hopefully the plot will thicken so that we're not actually just, like, doing this for our frickin', jerk-ass master over here. Alright, let's see. Okay, yeah, so we're immediately gonna turn off motion blur because that's annoying. So let's go into... That's right here. What was the other thing that I wanted to... Yeah, so right now we're not inverted. So that's fine. Good, the graphics are chunky. There's no, like, filter being applied on top of it. Okay, so the head bob is less of a head bob and more of a head tilt. So we're gonna turn that off too, or lower it or something. Yeah, no, turn it off. So glad they have an option to turn it off. I still think it's, I don't know, it's always weird when they do a tilt thing instead of like the actual head bob. The tilt thing can be kind of annoying. Like anytime a game has strafe tilt and gives me the option to turn that off, I will absolutely turn that off. Who are you? You know, I was once like you. Now I'm this. Do not disappoint him. Does that mean she was once an apprentice? But then she took a magic missile to the knee? Come here, my apprentice. You're too weak. Collect the souls around the graveyard and then come back to me. Okay. That text advanced like as soon as I came closer to him too, so I kind of almost didn't have time to read the first message. Okay, so this is introducing the souls mechanic, which you can see in the top left of the screen. What am I blocking right now? Okay, so there's a left click button and a right click button, which presumably map to weapons. And then, okay, so the way that they represent the active skill is whichever one's active gets a reticle around it, and that gets the R designation. And then the other ones have the numbers to switch between them. So what if I were to do this? If I were to pick up the controller... Okay, so then your skills... you use the D-pad to select skills, but you still only have one currently active skill. It doesn't just... Because, like, you could just... Why not just directly use them as soon as you press the corresponding key? But no, you select an active one, and that becomes your right bumper in the case of controller, or your R in the case of keyboard by default. Looks like we have probably a bunch of equipment icons in the middle. And 3 meters, I'm guessing it's health and mana and probably hunger. I don't know what is over... So we got 2 types of potions, presumably for health and mana. I'm guessing A or B is probably, like, activate. Also, it says press right bumper for equipment, but... Why does it... Isn't that overlapping with what's shown at the bottom right? That seems weird. Is that seriously double bound? That seems like that's double bound. What is that actually supposed to be bound to? It's actually click on the right analog stick. What? Huh? Why is that meter refilling now? I don't know what that's doing. I pressed the B button, and... Oh! No? I still don't know what that did. Yeah, so... well, that's a problem. When you press start and then you press B, it resumes the game, but it also does whatever the B button does. So that's double bound. I guess pressing start twice might be... No, pressing menu twice doesn't actually resume. I'm... Oh, that's the dash button. Okay, but if you press dash and are not pressing a direction, it just doesn't do anything. Wait, that really didn't do anything either. Do I have to, like, hold it? Yeah, if you let go of it quickly, it'll actually, like, abort your dash, which isn't necessarily the worst idea in the world. It beats having a dash that's, like, unavoidably long, and then you end up smacking into things a lot. That's what happened to me with Decaduck not yesterday, on Monday. Alright, anyway. And what does our equipment actually look like? Okay, so you've got categories for, like, weapons. Okay, it says well-fed right now. Oh, I guess food can also affect other stats, so that's probably your food tab. This is presumably, like, armor and stuff. This might be spells or something. Oh, there's more souls that we need to Good. Now go to the east section of the graveyard and offer them to the old gods in exchange for power. I assume that's what's over here. Uh-huh. Okay. Offer 25 souls to unlock class. That's very small text, actually. Why do all of these seem like they're, like, dimmed out or something? Like, why is all this text low contrast, basically? Yeah, okay. It's because I couldn't select it yet until I spent, seems kind of weird that you have to spend just to unlock it, and then you can select it, rather than, like, doing both in one operation. But yeah, so Vagabond is, like, your jack-of-all-trades class, presumably. Starts with a random epic or higher quality ring and finds an additional random item at the start of all new floors. So I'm assuming that you have to select a class at the beginning and stick with it. It's basically like your character select. Oh, I have a weapon now. And we do have... That was interesting. Oh, you have, like... We apparently subscribe to the Susie Izzard school of confirming and denying. So it alternates your weapon animation. Good, you should be ready now. Get yourself in the dungeon now. No, you. Oh. Alright. Enter Bonehold. Oh, I guess that's the ring they were talking about. Epic Ring of Magic. Mana regeneration, 0.5 MP per second, stackable. When entering a new floor, a free item will spawn in the starting room. You've got all this space on the screen. I feel like that text could be bigger. Like, it's small, and it's also a little bit low contrast because of the color that it uses, which is presumably having to do with the, like, rarity of the item. Which, like, the title is high enough contrast, while also conveying that it's an epic item, because it's blue. I don't see the need for the item text to need to be, like, purple instead of actually being white to make it more readable. How do I equip? Oh, hold. Okay, stuff actually, like, attracts to you also. Now, we do have a map, right? And I think I rebound that? Wait, didn't I rebind that? Oh. I think I read you have to, like, pick up an item before you can actually use it. We critted a barrel. Okay, you can potentially hit up to 3 at once. Okay, right, you can't jump, but you can dash. I guess you can dash backwards, technically. Yeah, okay. Wait, did I gain a level or something? I don't think I had 100 of everything before. Oh, what is this? Common Heal. Okay, so this is a spell, and you can equip it to one of your slots. Restores health points. Mana 52, cooldown 16 seconds. Oh, armor? Okay. You always have to kind of, like, look down at things to be able to equip them. Which I guess is probably a good idea so that you're not, like, accosted with the UI when you're trying to fight an enemy and not die. Common Rusty Armor. Bonus health plus 33, that seems like a lot. Okay, so now I'm full on potions. No, I don't think I gained a level. Whoa. Okay. So you kind of have a projectile. Thought maybe those shrooms would mean something, but whoa, jeez. Well, this seems like a problem. Alright, he didn't get to actually do anything. Oh yeah, I do have 100 out of 133 hit points now, so that's from the armor I picked up. There are so many potions, holy shit. Let's look at this. Rare Rusty Sword casts Spectral Scythe when performing attack while health is below 30%. Okay. It also has twice the damage. Charge time is higher. I assume that that strictly just, like, it means it takes longer to get a full charge on it. Critical chance 8%. I mean, it's still a net upgrade. And okay, it swaps what we had before. Now we have mana. What is this? Epic Disciple Staff. Damage 3, charge time 0.5. What kind of charge time did that have? That was 0.4. Blessings last longer, increases vision. That's interesting. Oh yeah, you can immediately see the effect of that. It's like it's like playing Hexen on N64 versus playing Hexen on PC. Oh, that's interesting. So you can press whichever button you want to equip it into. Is that technically? That's technically also true of these. Okay. Stamina loss when blocking minus 10%. So blocking is a thing we can do. See, this wasn't documented in the options because you can't rebind, attack, and block. You are taking only half damage from traps. That seems good. Can I actually... I can actually just dual-wield weapons. Holy shit. And that's a projectile weapon. Maybe I should just do that, honestly. Also, I didn't realize one of our gauges was stamina. I guess that's the orange gauge with the dash, right? Also, where does it tell us, like, hunger is a thing, right? This still says well fed. I don't know if that's supposed to appear on the UI somewhere. I assumed it was going to be one of those 3 meters, but I'm not sure it is. What is the C button? It might be the meter that's under C. C is the eat button. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, that's a really important meter. I feel like they shouldn't hide that way. I mean, like, it's not really hidden, but it's like you're not going to expect that to be a meter. Alright, do I want to take the shield? Let's at least take it just to see how it works. You can block and also attack at the same time? Okay. Looks like it might be special. Oh, now he's blocking. He's like, I can do that too. Get wrecked, nerd. Oh, I guess the shield also increased my max health again. I wasn't paying attention to that. Is that a trap or is that just a door that opened? This is food. Collect and eat food to avoid starving. Why to eat? Incorrect. I changed the eat button and it didn't respect the binding. Okay, so eating refill. So there's just a food item. Although actually, let me look. See that shows a chicken. I don't know why that shows a chicken. What? Were they trying to lick me or were they exhaling at me? I'm trying to figure out what the heck I was looking at. Oh, damn. Oh, hello. Okay, that's a level up, and then you get, like, roguelike-esque level ups, or Survivors-esque level ups. Magic damage, max stamina, or lower shop prices. Let's go with max stamina, because Oh, okay. As long as you hold block down, you are losing stamina. I did not realize that. I thought it meant that, like, when you block an attack specifically. The heck is that? That's a hood. Sure, let's take it. Also, I might as well use one of my potions, and then take another one. That looks like a map. That is a map. And now I can... M to open map. Incorrect. That's not the button that it's bound to. So you have to actually just, like, stop to look at the map. There's no, like, map overlay. Oh, I can actually just sidestep around those? It's still saying M to open map anytime I pass over the square that had the map on it. Or, I guess, anywhere in this room, actually. So here's a question. I'm wondering if the map shows anything about secrets, but I doubt it. Everything just kind of looks uniform. It does have, like, a grid pattern, so you can measure things. But again, the contrast on this is really low. Like, the background is dark, the foreground is darker, the grid lines are darker than that. It's like you could have made this a lot more visible. At least I can one-shot barrels now. That's actually a boarded up thing. That's not a barrel. Also, I feel like my wingspan might be lower with the sword than it was with the cleaver. Like, I don't think I've ever managed to hit more than one barrel at a time. Some challenges let you choose one of 3 rewards. Choose well. Here's some money. So you got a staff. Damage 2? No, I don't think so. Rare Ring of Magic. Shouldn't a rare Ring of Magic be less rare than an epic Ring of Magic? The stat on it is better, though. It has a different chance of something. It has a different, like, additional perk. Chance of creating a hurtful stain around you when performing a dash. Oh, interesting. And this is gloves. I don't have any gloves yet. I think I'll take the gloves. Chance of creating a... This also has the hurtful stain thing. Yeah, sure. Okay. That didn't cost money. We haven't seen anything that costs money yet. Enter next floor. This is the random item because of that thing I have. Common Pendant of Force. Adds magic damage. Too bad I didn't go with the staff. Oh geez, suddenly there's holes everywhere. What is going on there? Kill that guy. We got traps now too. That's another ring. Can I destroy this? I can destroy those. What is this? Bonus health, but that's all it does. I somehow didn't get hurt by that. That's a lot of dudes. It seems like they don't aggro until I get, like, really close, though. Okay, is this a good chest, or is this a bad chest? Oh, I just wasted a mana potion? I don't think I even need it. Does it not prevent you? It doesn't prevent you from wasting potions if you have full HP or MP. That's stupid. That is a mimic. Well, he did drop something, at least. Common Rusty Dagger. It's not even good. So, yeah, I think... Yeah, notice how that chest looks... Actually, does that chest look clean, or does that have the same thing going on? That's a big coin. So, yeah, I have to remember that F is my use key, not E. Because that's how I wasted magic vials. I think this is also a mimic. It looks like it's got the goop going on. What the? I ran out of stamina. And I got really, really hurt. So yeah, mimics don't seem worth it at all. They do drop an item, but so far the items haven't been nearly compelling enough to warrant fighting them. Oh, I gained a level though. Higher chance to stun with attack, chance to find unique items, or max mana increase. Let's try stun and see if we actually notice it happen. So this place actually formed a huge loop. We do still have the map. I wasn't sure if the map was going to be per floor, but no, we still have it. What are you? A goblin of some sort, I guess? Huh. I didn't see you. Food. I should probably use... you can only stockpile 3 food as well. Stable. Damage, 100% damage taken. What did that say? Because it should show that here too, right? Oh, this actually shows... Okay. This is 100 now. But also, notice that for some reason there's a bite out of the chicken now. Or the drumstick, and I don't know why. Like, is that somehow correlated with what I'm eating, or with my hunger state, or what? And here's my stun chance. So it was at 10%, allegedly. I haven't noticed stunning happening. Except the Blessing of Hawk. Do we get a skateboard? No, I mean, we get to fly, so I guess. How do I fly? Is this? That's a spell. Common Fireball. I just clicked outside the game. Hang on. I just accidentally dragged something outside the game. This does not trap the mouse cursor. That seems like real table stakes stuff that they should probably fix. So, I would assume this means you can cross gaps, but... I'm not near any gaps to actually test that. It's weird how your stamina can go negative. Armor and magic armor. Leather armor. This is, well, the armor is worth, but it gives you worse, but the bonus health is worse. Bonus stamina seems good, but I don't think it's worth all of the other things being worse. Whoops. That looks like an actual normal-ass chest. Alright. A novice hat. Magic armor, bonus mana, magic damage. Yeah, I'm not doing a staff build, so... Yeah, I did actually destroy 2 barrels at once. How long is this flying thing actually going to be active? Because the one problem with it is it's causing this overlay effect, which is a little annoying. Let's actually use a health potion. Oh wait, there's a staff right here. It's not a good one. Okay. I actually was able to destroy 2 barrels in a row there. Novice robe. Yeah, no, still not interested. Okay, the flight effect just went away. I mean, that really didn't help me at all, because there's no gaps here to really exercise it with. Let me look at the map again. So it seems like there's basically like 4 big rooms. Oh, does this actually go to like a different floor texture? Oh god, what are you? You seem like a big guy. He always stops before he attacks, so there's that at least. Oh, I didn't guard fast enough. How much health do you have, dude? There we go. Oh, now we get to pick something. So you got a rare Rusty Cleaver. Slows the enemy on melee hit. I mean, that's the only kind of hit there is with a Rusty Cleaver. That might actually be useful. But it does have lower attack again, lower damage. What about this shield? This is probably going to be worse, right? Okay, what's weird here is it says armor plus 3%? But I'm not sure that's a comparison, because, like, that doesn't say plus. That just says damage 4. This says plus 3%, but my current one says 5%, so I don't know if that's actually just, like, a bug the way it's displayed. See, this says plus 3% on one side and plus 4% on the other side. I'm probably going to take this one. Bonus health 29. Holy crap. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm a little worried about the food mechanic just because, like, it feels like it's basically a timer. Like, and if you're too slow... is that a projectile, or is that just a ranged thing? That's a ranged thing, but, that's a projectile. That's 4 projectiles. We got blobs. I'm guessing that might be poison. You step in it. Alright, at least those die quick. But we've basically got lost souls with projectiles. That looks safe. That is safe. The Blessing of Warrior. Sounds good. Increases damage dealt. Let's go. Wait, am I back where I was before now? Whoops. Oh, now it says I'm hungry. So there's this tiny little toast on the bottom left that shows your hunger state. There's no sound cue. So if you don't happen to see that because you're, like, busy fighting something and trying not to die, you might die anyway because you get hungry. But yeah, it seems like your hunger state is what actually influences this icon. And yeah, so if you're, like, full, then you get the damage taken bonus where it was like 90%. So yeah, we're gonna eat now. But if you're basically anything under absolutely full, you're gonna not get the bonus. Higher damage when performing critical strike. Does that mean full charge, or does that mean something else? Chance to find unique items. Max. Let's do this and see what it does. What is this? Rare Vampiric Hunger. I really haven't been using the skills, actually. I should be testing those. For the duration, you are overwhelmed by Vampiric Hunger, which slowly drains your health, but also heals you when you deal damage. That seems like a gambit, but I've got room for it, so we'll try it. I think I just shielded the poison damage. Did the flame just destroy the barrel? I think I'll stick with what I've got. I'll take one of those. Oh, of course they're on all four sides. What the fuck? Hi. That's a really bad place to find out that an entire skeleton can be stuck in a barrel. Okay, let's look at the map again. Why is there a star here? I don't know why there's a star here. Unless that's just where I fought the boss. Also, what is this actually the exit over here? Oh, that is actually the exit over there. I don't think there was anything else. It's funny how all of these seem like prefab rooms, because you can see there's like a dead end, like there's a nub that's a single tile at the end of every single room. Hollow Mines. Oh, I guess that's what I've been in anyway. Alright, what do we got here? I never had boots yet? Jeez. Alright, well then sure, take boots. Common Rusty Greatsword, of course the charge time is going to be higher. The critical chance is lower. The stun chance is... It has its own stun chance. I'm going to stick with what I have, though. I don't like the charge time being that high. Who are you? You lost your head. You didn't lose your... I found your head. I really gotta start getting a rhythm to when I shield because I'm ending up at, like, negative stamina all the time. That guy left an entire shield there? And that guy left boots? Okay. I should stick with the boots I have. What is this? Blood shield. Lots of bonus health, bonus stamina. When blocking, your health is slowly drained, but blocked attacks heal you. Heals you. Grammar error. More chances of finding higher quality items. Reflect some of blocked damage back to the attacker. I mean, that is even more of a case for me to learn to only be blocking selectively, but I should probably try it. I didn't know there was a dude there. What? You idiot! Remember what I said about, like, making sure you don't accidentally, like, pick stuff up? I accidentally picked stuff up. I can't attack. It's not working. Can I attack? I still can't attack. None of my mouse inputs are working. Left and right mouse both don't work. My stamina is constantly at 0. Well, I broke the game. I don't even know what I did. I assume it started when I, like, accidentally swapped items. I'm stuck at 0 stamina. I'm still stuck at 0 stamina. Oh, that drops both. Interesting. But I'm still stuck at 0 stamina. So I guess I'll just die now. Actually, what's weird is I'm not taking damage. That didn't damage me. But yeah, things seem pretty broken right now. That seems like a pretty bad sign. I'm seriously not taking damage. Yep, the game bugged out. Oh, right, I can't dash. Well, that'll make me take damage. It didn't reset the state of anything else. That made me take damage. Alright, let's try something. There was an unstuck button, right? The unstuck button didn't do anything. Yeah, okay, well, I guess this is where I stopped playing the demo then, because if I can just basically screw myself out... Remember what I said about, like, roguelite, it being really bad if a roguelike will waste, like, hours of your time? Well, this just wasted 36 minutes of my time because I'm stuck not being able to interact with anything. And given that they did patch the demo after the game launched, I assume that, like, if they find a bug like this, they're gonna want to patch it, which means they didn't find a bug like this, which seems pretty egregious. So, yeah. Sorry, if your game has bugs this critical, I'm gonna be critical of your game. So if I hit restart, does that restart from the beginning of the entire run? All progress apart from collected souls. Does that mean I keep my level? There's a separate stat for mimics killed. I don't know what this image is supposed to be for at all. Return to outskirt or retry. If I return to outskirt... Yeah, okay, now I can attack again. Isn't that great? So I guess, can I use more souls? Are there supposed to be other classes available? These aren't arrows or anything. I do have 162 souls. There might only be one class in the demo. It's weird because, like, it's still letting me select... I guess this is for, like, changing your class. It probably automatically reselected the same class again, for starters. Oh, what are you... Oh, wait! No, we've got a bunch of stuff over here. Okay. So you can spend souls on starting items, basically, for the next run. Okay. That's apparently what that is good for. I would assume there might be... Oh, the Well of Souls needs 5 more Chaos Souls to work, so that's a thing. Can I destroy plants? The plants are impervious, dude. Alright, well... I don't really have any inclination to bother trying again, because I assume the same thing will just inevitably happen to me at some point. I still don't know. I would have to go back and watch what happened to understand, like, how not to have, like, how to even attempt to not have it happen again. But it seems like when I accidentally picked up an item in the middle of combat, somehow I got stuck in a state where I was at 0 stamina and I couldn't attack. I could not use either mouse button. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the demo installed and see if they update it again, but I'm kind of disinclined to give a crap about this game if it has a bug that critical in it when it already released. So I guess that'll do it for that one. That means I have more time on my hands than I thought I would have for an additional demo. Although I'm also kind of tired, so I might actually just call it anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to force myself to play another demo tonight. So yeah, unfortunately that's kind of anticlimactic, but I'm going to call it there. I don't know, I was hoping to expect more from this, but it definitely seems a little bit lackluster, a little bit lacking polish. So I need to talk about Friday, because Friday we should have an Ivor demo that is available to the general public to play. Apparently somebody got a build early and played it today, which, I would feel like I would have liked to have the option of doing, except that I ended up super tired today anyway, so that wouldn't have been a good idea. So we'll do the Ivor demo on Friday. I believe that's when it's releasing. And then we'll come back for more Next Fest demos next week. Tomorrow, if I feel up to it, will be Shmup Night. And then Saturday, we should be starting... I keep forgetting the name of it, but I believe it's Shadows of Kronos. Yeah, Shadows of Kronos for Hexen. That's what we'll be doing over the weekend. If anyone wants to see a Silksong playthrough, Quest for Semi-Glory, Mr. Bond is playing that. But I might send us to Kayla Gator, who I was watching before my stream. I was watching her play, she's playing the Game Boy Color adaptation of Quest 64, which is probably actually better than Quest 64, although they apparently changed the ending. But, like, largely prior to that, it matches Quest 64. I don't know if it's so... changing the ending might be underselling it. It's like they changed part of the plot, and so there might be more stuff to do. Anyway, she still seems to be in the middle of things there, so I'll send us over there. But yeah, sorry for a relatively short stream tonight. And for this game to end on an unfortunate note. This demo, rather. But, I wasn't necessarily expecting a ton out of this anyway, but to see a bug that critical is kind of embarrassing. So we'll hope for better luck with demos next week, Next Fest demos next week, and we will check out the Ivor demo on Friday. And I guess if there's any time for other demos, maybe I'll check out one or two others, but I'm guessing I might only have the time for the Ivor demo. So we'll see what happens with that then. But thanks for hanging out to check out Bonehold. I think they should have held their bone a little bit longer, but hopefully they can patch that up. Okay, Kayla's at an interesting looking boss. It might be a final boss. I'm not actually sure. But we'll find out. I'm gonna send us over there anyway. But yeah, have a good one, everybody. Stay safe, and hope to see you again later in the week.